Got it.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. In his Box Smart t-shirt, I'm joined by Johnny Nelson. What are you sipping?
What do you mean, Box Smart t-shirt? I'm sipping my Vitamalt Classic. So it's my fast day today. I fast on a Monday. Don't eat, just have liquids. So every Monday.
You fast every Monday?
Yeah, every Monday I fast.
Why?
So discipline, digestive system. It's just what I do every Monday.
Detox your body for the whole week?
No, so basically I stop eating probably about 7 o'clock on the Sunday. Next time I'll eat is tomorrow morning at breakfast. So I'll just have fluids.
You just have like a massive breakfast tomorrow?
No, I don't want to. But you know what? I think it actually, for the mindset, mental strength and discipline, it's good because there's times when I'm thinking, well, I'm starving, man. I don't know starving, but I'm hungry. And I'm around lovely smelling food. So I think every Monday now, it's just out of habit. That's what I do. It's just, if you set one good, if you can be disciplined in one thing, you can be disciplined in almost everything. So I suppose since I stopped boxing, it just helps to have some kind of stable discipline in your life.
You want a new skincare routine? You're glowing today. Or have you got a new phone?
It's because I'm pregnant. I'm impregnant, brother. That's how I am. Just fresh, clean, gold. Johnny, what do you do boxing the weekend?
Oh, what boxing are you referring to?
Haye, Holyfield. You know, you just think, oh man. I think Haye has probably set the cat amongst the pigeons, and it's a case of we'll all get giddy and excited, thinking this could actually happen. With the powers to be, the TV companies, your Tyson Furies and people like that, take it serious and really have a serious conversation about it. It'll get viewing figures, it'll get numbers, get them there. And so you've probably kind of seen two stories. So you saw Evander Holyfield box on Saturday, and everybody forgot about the back end of Evander Holyfield's career where he should have packed in probably 3 or 4 fights before he actually packed in. But then you looked at his Adonis of a man, he looked in great shape and everything. So we got carried away in the and you're forgetting the back end of his career. And so when what happened to him in the first round, everyone's like, oh, it was so sad to see. It was sad to see like 3 or 4 or 5 fights ago. So it'd gone. We just forgot. We just tried to take our mind back to that memory of when he was in his day. The same mistakes done with Matt Pacquiao when he boxed Mayweather. The Pacquiao on form Pacquiao, would the result be the same? We expected that, but he wasn't. So now David Haye had a spar with his mate and did a good job. Looks in brilliant condition. I got a rating, man. I thought, I'm a guy that does that, but he's in brilliant condition. Maybe that rest has done him well. Maybe that rest has done him good because, you know, his body's not been under as much stress as it has been when he's been training all the time. Therefore, injuries are probably, you know, there's a less chance of him getting injured preparing for a fight. Maybe his mindset has changed because he's been away from that side of the game. So again, this is why he thinks, you know what, I can beat him. Now David Haye has not said I'm coming back to box. He said I want to come back to fight Tyson Fury. And we need to not get gassed with the idea of David Haye boxing again. He's mad, he's done this, that, and the other. He's come back for one fight. I can't remember I was saying that about Marco Huck. You know, he was WBO champion. You know, I was old enough to beat his dad. But I knew I had the tools to beat him. Not the tools to beat the less talented people around me because they had pace, they had youth on their side. Now, if David Haye believes that he has the tools and the know-how to beat Tyson Fury, that's what he believes. Regardless of what I think.
You think he genuinely believes that at this point? Yeah.
Well, why would he put himself talk himself into that position? No, man, David's got money. David owns a lot of property in the UK, abroad. He's got money. So people are thinking it's about the dough. Yeah, of course. Nobody's going to turn down a few extra million in the bank. But trust me, this man ain't broke. So let's just wipe that one. And again, so I think if David believes it and really believes it, then that's his belief. That's his truth. I think Tyson Fury put himself in a position again? to depend on David not to get an injury and pull out. Well, now he's probably kind of, you understand where Joshua is now. So they should have fought. Joshua's training towards Tyson Fury. All of a sudden, the fight's off. So Joshua and Fury fight, I believe, will never happen now because faith in either side is gone. So, and I think that's how Tyson is about David Haye. Faith in the fight coming off has gone. So, how serious will Tyson Fury take it? I don't think he'd take it very serious. How serious would the TV companies be interested in what kind of revenue it makes? They're curious, and because of what has happened in past history between them both, they'll be very they'll tread cautiously because of what's happened in the past. If it gets past the line and this is on, then all be it. But let's remember, David Haye is not the David Haye he was 15 years ago. But David Haye still has the knowledge, the wisdom, experience of someone that could probably have a game plan to beat Tyson Fury. And so when if he believes that he has a game plan to beat that particular man, and he's saying, I just want that fight, so be it. He's not said I want to come back to boxing and make a career of it again and do this, that, and the other. He said, I want that fight. I can beat that man. Even though he lost to Tony Bellew, styles make fights, and he thinks, I can beat that man. So why knock him for it?
Johnny, I just spoke to Frank Warren literally an hour ago, and he said that, they wouldn't rule this fight out with David Haye. They would consider it. If Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder on October 9th, who do you think
Which you will.
Okay.
Which you will, yeah.
Who do you think is most likely to box next? A, David Haye, B, Dillian Whyte, or C, Anthony Joshua?
So which one's the easiest to make? The easiest to make, I think, would be David Haye. Will it create the revenue? Yeah. Pay-per-view revenue? Yes, it will. You like it, you watch it regardless of what you think. So again, it's back to that belief and faith in would it happen? Could it happen from Tyson Fury's part? So obviously the easiest one to make would be David Haye. The hardest one to make would be Anthony Joshua because faith has been lost between both parties. Next in line, again, unfortunately, Dillian Whyte is in that who needs him club. That's the fight that probably should happen. But are words cheap? Could it happen? We don't know. But remember, when Tyson Fury spoke about fighting Dillian Whyte, I think he was probably being he was probably poking the bear a little bit because straight after that he said, "Yeah, we can even fight Derek Chisora. We could do that again." So he's throwing names out there. How realistic were those bold shout outs? I don't know. And listen, I don't doubt Tyson Fury will fight anybody and everybody, but this is your business, and these guys are going to capitalize as much as they possibly can, however they possibly can. So it's the first time actually that I've heard Tyson Fury call out Dillian Whyte. The first time. You go back in your records, have a look. How many times did he call out Tyson? First time I've heard him, I thought, all you called my man's name, and so I just thought, all right, okay. Now he's probably at a point where he thinks, I'm fully confident I'll be that guy. Whereas before, he'd answer a question, but he wouldn't call him out. So again, it's you've seen guys getting to they're at the top of their career now, thinking, I want this.
Everyone who's giving their opinion on kind of Fury Haye, if it happens now, is just giving a completely one-sided answer. 100% Fury, batters Haye, stops Haye, beats Haye. Are you of the same opinion, Johnny? Honestly,
if you're going on past performances, yes. But then again, what I said to you is David Haye's had time to step back, refresh. David Haye, remember, he's 40 years old. So his pace won't be there, but he still has the experience and skill and game plan. And so it's not as one-sided as what you think. It can happen. It's not as one-sided as what you think. In my book, it isn't. But you'd have to favour Tyson Fury. But don't write David Haye off, man. It's not as one-sided as what you think. But again, let's not forget the back end of David's career. Let's not get gas was when he was taking out likes of Wardley Harrison or Value and people like that. You know, that was David and when he was on his pomp. So let's not forget where he was at the back end of his career. But that time off, David, you can see physically he looks healthier. You can see how he speaks, how he's zened his life, that he thinks differently. And these things are very important. It's boxing, it's not just about physically. Mentally is probably one of the most underrated, underattended to aspects of fighters. Attended to aspects of fighters, your mental outlay, your mental setup. And so if he's got himself into a place where you think, all right, let's step forward. Good on him.
See, Glenn called him out today, hey?
Did he?
Yeah.
Wait, Glenn McCrory, you're on about?
Yes.
Call that David Haye?
Yeah.
To fight?
Yes.
I'm going to have to phone that guy because, well, you know what?
You might as well get in the mix, eh?
Why did Glenn phone me? I'd fight Glenn. But listen, Glenn's done what he's right. He's done the right thing. He's got you to talk about it. But come on, man. Let's stop messing about. You know, Glenn. Listen, at the end of the day, you know, there was talks of Glenn fighting Roy Jones next Friday, and for some reason these fights didn't turn up. Glenn's talking about fighting David Haye. I'd watch that. I'd watch it. And regardless of what you think, you'd watch it too.
Yeah.
I like Glenn, so I can't really, and I like all these boys, but I think if I say what I want to say, it's kind of disrespectful. So let's just leave that. Let's change the subject. Move on.
What year are we in, by the way?
I don't know. It's like we're going back in time, isn't it?
Madness, isn't it?
You know, when I saw Holyfield, he looked brilliant. He's 58. He looked in brilliant condition. But I'm telling you, I'm an ex-fighter that has gotten to a stage in life where your balance isn't what it was. You're not as fleet-footed as what you were. I don't know how I'm part of my... I've talked about it. But what I'm saying is, you're not the fighter you was. Your mind is, and it's got the experience. It's got... Brendan used to say, I'll give you... If you give me 10 years of your life, I'll give you £1 million for each year you give me. Because basically, when you've got youth on your side with the wisdom you have, you know, if you're fortunate enough to have some experience so much at a young age, you're unbeatable, unstoppable. But unfortunately, the old boys now looking, and they're looking at the likes of this Jake Paul lot, like it or not, Logan Paul and KSI. You're looking at Triller and you're looking at the money these guys are making. You're thinking, you know what, I want a piece of that dance because there's some good, mad money to be made, more than what I got when I fought. So I'll get into that. So you can understand why these guys are stepping back into that mix. And so those that don't like the Logan Pauls, the KSIs, and so forth, I get that. That's a matter of opinion. But you've got to understand financially what they're bringing to the game, or attracting to the game, is ridiculous. Even though they may not get the right to have top tier billing of a fight, you know, they have, because they're getting the numbers in, they're getting people paid, they're making ridiculous money. So I don't knock them. I think, thanks, boys. Nice one. You're doing something for the sport that I love.
All right, Johnny, just a last one. Obviously, your new guy at Sky, Chris Eubank Jr., headlines in a couple of weeks' time. There's been a bit of back and forth between him and Billy Joe Saunders recently. Billy Joe says, I will retire, quoting him here, I will retire unless I get a £5 million offer to fight Eubank Jr. Thoughts?
So Billy Joe, and I can understand where he's at, because if you're sort of fighter where you want to, your main reason for being in the fight game is to get to the top. When you realise you can't get to the top, you're thinking, what's the point in being there? Even though there's other options to achieve that are just below the top. He's got pride. So I understand him saying that. It's just hard, you know. And I don't think I would be the kind of guy that, if I was boxing still, I'd carry on boxing if I knew I couldn't reach the top. Where's the motivation? So when he's talking about I want £5 million to fight Chris Eubank Jr., that is a fight that can give motivation and get paid and fight somebody who's beaten already. And so you need a reason to have that fire in your belly. And once that fire's gone, as a fighter, it's very dangerous to carry on fighting. So I understand why Billy's saying, you know what, unless it's this, I ain't boxing again, I'm done. And I totally understand it. And it's nothing, there's nothing wrong in that. You know, it's pride, man. He's like saying, no, I'm a fighter, man. Billy could still make millions fighting somebody else, but he wants to, his ambition is to be the best, to beat the best. So once that ambition's squashed, he knows I can't beat the best. So he's thinking, you know what, I can't motivate myself to carry on in this game. I don't want to motivate myself to box fighter C. But then he's looking at Junior, and he's thinking, I've been motivated to fight him. So that tells me it's a little personal. So I can't knock him, and I totally understand it.
Okay. Well, we won't be doing this for a while again because I'll be seeing you Joshua Usyk fight week and Eubank fight week, so we can actually do it in person.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alas, I've missed you, man. I missed you.
Likewise, Johnny. I can't wait for next week as well. It's going to be some fight, Joshua Usyk.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. I saw Joshua last week, and he looks in amazing shape. And he's actually been living in Sheffield for the past 3 months or so, and he's took himself out of the loop, not even going on weekends. And I thought, this man's serious about this. He's not like, even though he said it's a done deal and I'll cave him in or whatever, he knows he's taking this serious. He's done the right step, ticks the right boxes. So, and I like that.
We'll roll it on 25th September at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on Sky Sports Box Office. Johnny Nelson, thank you very much for IFL TV.
Rolling. See you later, man. See you next week. Later.